Welcome to day 464 of our DSO journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein here with my twin brother Brian. And remember, these videos are sponsored by NFT Tech. They are an investor in DSOFi.
Yeah, so we don't have a whole lot of news this day. I guess it's a weekend. It's a holiday weekend here in the United States, but there's a few things we want to talk about. The White House is considering stablecoin legislation, according to multiple reports. The White House could pass legislation regarding crypto and governing stablecoins as soon as the end of this year, according to CoinDesk. This would basically protect consumers, at least they think it would protect consumers from collapses similar to this Terra stablecoin, the Terra USD stablecoin that we saw a few weeks ago. Obviously, there needs to be some sort of regulation. You can't just have a totally unregulated atmosphere. Regulation could be good. Overregulation, of course, isn't going to be good.
Yeah, I think, it's a good sign to see this coming into the crypto space. I think if you have regulation done correctly, it's going to be good for the overall market.
Yeah, so there's not a ton of news. One story that kind of stood out to me is CarSync. We talked about CarSync, I think it was yesterday or the day before, one of the original BitClout developers. He made a post replying to Paul Burke, who was kind of criticizing DeSo for their lack of basically for ignoring pull requests by developers. So CarSync made an offer to start his own node with an open source GitHub. He wrote, "I would be willing to set up a new node and front end on a new domain with an open source GitHub that would be responsive to PRs, meaning pull requests, of course. If there is an overwhelming interest in this, let's go." So that'll be interesting. I know the DeSo core team has been overwhelmed. They've been working on so much, but Paul Burke does bring up a good point. If there are pull requests from developers, stuff like that needs to be addressed. And if CarSync can kind of take some of that on, that would be great.
Yeah. I think there's been talk of making BitClout a DAO. And I think that will kind of take care of some of those issues.
BitClout.com, that node, you mean?
Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
You said BitClout. I just want to clarify that was the.
So, but I guess what CarSync's doing is something a little bit different, where pull requests get priority. I guess if you're a DAO, then the BitClout DAO would kind of decide which pull requests get priority. But I like that idea. I think the more that's being developed on DeSo, the better. The more ideas that can kind of be pushed into the ecosystem, the better.
Yeah, for sure. But that was really the only piece of news. It's been a really quiet weekend. So I want to just touch a little bit on a post I made, I think it was 2 days ago, about creator coins and how we can make them a thing again. Obviously, creator coins are pretty dead. We wish that they would make a comeback, because I think that did bring a lot of excitement and engagement to the DeSo community. So I just want to go over some of the suggestions we got in that post. My Key Stew actually said, I think we got to be conscious of what's in it for the investor. Similar to NFTs, there has to be utility attached to get some major traction. So he thinks that there needs to be utility. If you're owning somebody's coin, what are you getting for it? And I don't think that we really saw that in the beginning. I don't think many people actually attached any sort of utility to their coin. There were some things. There are a few nodes that popped up to allow for people to attach utility to their creator coin and such, but it didn't really catch on. So I think if that could catch on, that could be big.
Yeah, the problem with utility is that you have to keep it up. So like, say we said, okay, every day we're going to be doing these videos and you're going to get something out of these videos. Maybe like we share our ad dollars from YouTube with you.
Which is zero right now.
Yeah, which is zero.
So yeah, we will share 100% of our current ad dollars with you all.
Well, what I'm saying is, okay, so people buy into our coin because they say, okay, in 10 years when DeSo's huge, these videos are going to be getting, millions of viewers and be making millions of dollars. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but that's what could be a marketing ploy. And then let's say Brian decides, I'm getting tired of this. I'm going to start minting ETH NFTs and kind of get away from DeSo. And then it kind of screws everybody over. And then Brian's responsible. I'm pissed at Brian for, abandoning me. Like, I think there's a lot of issues that could come into that when you create utility social tokens, because people don't always go through with the ideas that they think are going to be good ideas. The other thing I think is that, you know, going back to the start, I think people really enjoyed creator coins, but I think it's the bonding curve that kind of messed things up, because once you reach a certain height, that it can't really go much higher. It can go higher, but it takes a whole lot more money to push it higher. And so there becomes a point where people are like, okay, I'm going to sell now because, the potential profits are so much lower than the potential of losses. And I think that the bonding curve kind of hurts the momentum, I would say. So I think the best solution would be if they kind of created a version 2 of creator coins that are more like DAO tokens, and tie some sort of terms of service to them, like they did with DAO coins, where you're not actually buying an asset. I think that's something that would probably be a better solution. I'm not exactly sure how you do that. Like, do you split it off from DAO and create a whole new marketplace just for creator coins that are traded, like DRC 10 creator coins? I'm not
Well,
sure.
Purple Creator sort of did that, right?
Yeah, and they're using creator coins, and they're using creator coins selling on an exchange. But I think you kind of have to unconnect creator coins from the bonding curve in order for something like that to work. Otherwise, it's just going to be, this arbitrage. Arbitrage is going to keep the value of the creator coins the same as the bonding curve.
Yeah, and a couple things. I don't think I'm going to abandon you unless you remain in Tennessee and you keep getting us dizzy from all those swirling around you do and the background moving quite rapidly. I think also when people start giving, I guess you could say, dividends of sorts to their creator coin holders, it really becomes kind of like a legal mess. And if you care about that, which I think everybody should care about it it's tough. Like if we got a bunch of people and we started giving dividends, how do we account for that when it comes tax time? Like it's not an easy thing to actually account for. And I know like the little guy that's maybe making a few bucks here and there that doesn't even worry about that. But I think it's definitely something that people are going to have to worry about.
Yeah, that's another good point too. But I mean, there are social tokens on other chains that do work. So I think doing something along the lines of that would be a better solution.
Yeah, okay, I just want to go over a few other suggestions. Goldberry said that we need subscriptions of sort, kind of like Patreon. Uh, I definitely agree with that. And I think that Chris Delinsky would as well. Obviously, I know he would because he talks about them all the time. So we definitely need something like subscriptions, whether it's at the node level or the core level. I think that Chris thinks the core level's a lot better. And I kind of agree that I think a core level subscription might be a better idea. DOZ suggested creator coin staking, which I think is also a great idea. Ali B suggests just increasing the number of daily active users. And I think he's absolutely right. If we had 100,000 daily active users, creator coins would be a thing right now. I'm almost certain of it. Jody Bossert suggested a new YouTube channel. It could be called something like the Creator Minute, and it can starring whoever wants to actually do it. And they could talk about specific creators and creators on DSO and creator coins. Kyoji Eon made another suggestion, and he said you make creator coins sort of like a super follow with a dedicated creator coin feed. Daniel Kemp also echoed this idea. I love that idea. Another feed for just your creator coin holders would be interesting for sure. And some of this stuff can happen on a node level, but when it happens at node level, if you don't use that node, then it's kind of pointless. So I think that's the issue that people have at node level when making decisions at node level. Just Nick suggested that the bonding curve is too out of whack, just like Ed said. The model is only good for rugging, in my opinion, he said. And I kind of agree. I think that if you owned an Elon Musk coin, it wasn't really moving. So why own it, sell it, and buy some of the ones of the upcoming people that are just entering and sell those on the way up? I think that's how people saw it. And it did create a lot of rug pull situations. And Pixelangelo said that maybe adding the lock/time possibility, so users will be able to lock their coin for a specific amount of time, and having the ability to put automatic dividends for holders in a specific time period would be cool. And that's a great idea as well. And I think it merges the dividend thing with the locked in coin mechanism, which could be good. And since we're talking about creator coins, I also want to just say, here are the creator coin deals according to DSO deals for the last day. And I think they get this by just seeing whose creator coin dropped the most. So it might not necessarily be the best mechanism for deciding which creator coins you purchase, but I'm going to list them anyway. Nanobots, 504 BitClout Boys, D. Marie, Meta Philosopher, and A State of Trance. So you might want to check them out if you are looking to buy creator coins and seeing what you think.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I haven't really checked it out too often, and I haven't really been buying creator coins as much as I used to either. So
Yeah, and I did notice there was an account that was buying a bunch. I know that M. Van Halen mentioned it to me this morning. I didn't get to check the account out, but there's thousands of dollars of creator coins purchased by this individual, mostly celebrities they bought. So that's interesting. Maybe we're seeing like a meta philosopher of creator coins coming.
that would be interesting.
So before we end, I just want to quickly get to the top bidders yesterday on NFTs by total number of bids they've made on these NFTs, according to NFTZ. And NFTZ was number one again, because we're buying a lot, thanks to our promotion, followed by Meta Philosopher, BitClout FR, Rhubarb, Heathcliff, Dowbank, Mr. Music, Juice, NF3, and Sam JRCH.
Keep it up, guys.
And top diamond user the last 24 hours, according to Altum Base, are Sean Slater, Happy Rabbit, Longo, William Laurent, Krasenstein, Mini Clout, Quanti, Hockey. I think I might have messed that up. Sorry, Hockey. Ed.
High key.
High Key.
Wait, it's high cat.
Okay, good job. She complimented you saying it yesterday. Genesis Land and Now and Then. And that's really it for the day. Tomorrow is the Independence Day here in the United States. So I guess we'll see you then.
Yeah, everybody have a great rest of your weekend, great holiday if you're celebrating. Talk to you tomorrow.